7 a.m., March 28th. I didn't record my dream yesterday because I woke up and I was kind of pissed off about it. Oh, gosh. Okay. So, I feel like with this, like, dream manipulation technology that people don't believe me about yet, but you'll find out that it's real at some point. That's how it always works with me getting harassed with technology, and then it's released, and then nobody wants to fucking apologize that they gaslighted me. I find that it gets a little like rapey, and it wasn't a dream where I had sex, but it was a dream where I was kind of like fawning all over this guy that I would never, ever, ever date or like even. I mean, it's what they're doing, I think, is like taking advantage of the fact that I'm naturally the kind of person who is more likely to judge someone based on their personality than their appearance. And I have dated quite a few guys, like, given a chance, because people be like, oh, give him a chance, he's a nice guy, da da da. So I have been in quite a few situations where I've dated guys that like I wasn't necessarily attracted to, kind of based on what I thought their personality was. But then I kind of discovered that, like, when you give a guy a chance and he's not the most attractive guy to you, well, at least this is what happens to me. I think this happens to most women because I see a lot of like stories in the news of like how guys are to women. With me, I've noticed that they like they think that they're like, because I gave them a chance, that like they're gonna get a chance with other women now. They get it in their head, they get this like overinflated ego that they're like really hot shit and that they're gonna become like a player, that they're gonna live their player fantasy finally, and become that guy. And it happens every time that I give one of these guys a chance that I'm not necessarily attracted to. But anyways, I have these dreams where I'm kind of like in one of those situations, and it was like, I don't know, this guy was just like really cocky, and I was like, it was like hurting my feelings in the dream and stuff. And a lot of times in my dreams, like, well, most dreams, like if I'm not lucid, I might be able to like kind of make some of my decisions or whatever, but a lot of times it's kind of like I'm just observing through the body of somebody else. And so I don't have a lot of control over what's happening in the dream. And so like it kind of did get to the point where it was starting to get sexual, but then I woke up. And I just woke up fucking pissed because I know that like this particular guy in this dream was somebody that like I wouldn't have even like I mean, I was just so unattractive. He was so unattractive that he's not somebody that I would have even given a chance to. And then in addition to that, he was like a total dirtbag. And so it was like I feel like they're using the technology to kind of let people take advantage of me. So I was really pissed about that, and I was disgusted, and I didn't want to talk about it. Maybe that doesn't sound believable, but I feel like you'll probably all find out that this technology is actually a thing in a few years. There's been a couple of things that like I bought a fucking laptop because of a dream that I had. It was a Microsoft laptop, and Microsoft is always developing all these technologies and stuff, and kind of like with this Chat GPT and things that they released recently, that they released it and then they're like, oh well, we should be holding this stuff back. People aren't ready for it. They have a lot of technology like that these rich people, they get to use it. They're taking advantage of having that advantage over the rest of us, but they're not actually like informing the public that the technology exists. And so in the dream, I was using this laptop, and I remember like it had like the Microsoft logo, and it was like a touchscreen laptop, and like really thin and stuff. And I woke up, and like a week or so, like not very long, it was like a week later, Microsoft released that laptop. So it wasn't something that was even released yet. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's the laptop from my dream. Like, maybe they're like gonna hook me up with like some dope ass laptop. Like, I was like, okay, this is cool. So I spent way more money than I normally would on a laptop to buy it. And it ended up being the most jankiest shit that I've ever bought in my life. Like, it was flimsy and would bend. And so you couldn't even really use it as a laptop, because if you picked it up, it would like feel like it was gonna break. And then I had it for less than a year, and it ended up literally being like taped together around the edges. Like, not a single screw holding it together. And so the tape came unstuck, and the laptop came unstuck, and it was like emitting this like these fumes, and like, probably not like good for your health. And so I tried to return it, and they wouldn't repair it. They wouldn't take it back. I was still within the return window, I believe. But they said that it was like my own fault, and they just like, I was stuck with this like piece of crap laptop that was way overpriced. I got totally fucking ripped off because of dream manipulation. And then there was another time that was pretty significant, where somebody gave me a bottle, and it said glycolic water 2%. And they told me to use it for my skin, because like my skin was really rough. And so I woke up and I was like, weird, like what is glycolic water? In the dream I thought that I was like supposed to drink it or something. And so I looked it up on the internet, and there was only one place that had a product that it was called glycolic toner, and it was 2%. And then I found an article that was saying that it was like the article was like, if you've never heard of glycolic acid, then you're not alone, because it's a brand new product, da 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 da. And before having that dream, I had been trying to make like kind of a lemon juice sugar mask kind of thing for my rough skin. And glycolic acid is basically like the same stuff, but lab formulated. So I mean, then I also found another article that was talking about how dream manipulation technology is being developed because the rich figured that, like, why should we get to spend 8 hours every single night not having to see their advertisements? Our sleep hours are just wasted dead time that they could be using to force ads into our head and sell shit to us. So that's what they're developing it for. But then also they can use it for things like making you have a dream of somebody from your family that passed away, and that person tells you to make a huge life decision, and so then you wake up and you think that like it was a spiritual experience, and then you will actually go and do the thing that they want you to do. Um, and there's other applications that this could be used for. I mean, if they have people thinking that it's a spiritual experience, then it could be used for war. Just follow that rabbit hole if you choose to. um so yeah, I'm pretty fucking upset about this technology and the fact that like nobody's listening to me about it, because I wrote to my one of my instructors at University of Washington. I basically like put out all the evidence that I have of dream manipulation technology and voice to skull, the synthetic telepathy and stuff, and he believed me and gave me the information to contact the UN, because there is actually a group that's like trying to preemptively develop laws, because the thing that these tech companies do is they say like oh, there's no law against it, so nobody can tell us that we can't do these things. And there really are there are human rights laws that they're violating when they're doing this shit already in place, but they're saying that because it doesn't apply specifically to what they're doing. So anyway, he had me write to the UN, and I never heard back from anyone. Like basically because the UN involved countries, they all want to be able to use this technology themselves to manipulate people and for war, and they don't want to admit to the fact that this is a thing that they're already doing. So yeah, I just heard you're right in synthetic telepathy. They just fuck with me all day. It's like basically like some team of like tech losers that like sit around. I don't know, they probably have like a microphone or something where they can like I have a phone in my house, so the signal can be broadcast through my phone into my head. And there's already like it's a product. There's like speakers and stuff that you can buy that will track you around the house so that you can like play music and like blast your music really loud, and you're the only one that hears it. So yeah, it's a fucking product. I've been gaslighted for a long time. I basically hate everybody because like everybody treated me like shit when I was trying to like say that I was being harassed with it. Yeah, so that was what happened the night before, and this video is getting really long, and I still have more. I'll just keep going. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this. Like, they don't, you don't have to. So then, my dreams last night. The dreams that I just had. I haven't smoked weed in a couple of days. Like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days. So that's something else that I wanted to talk about in this like video that's gonna be long as fuck, I guess. I'm actually surprised because I had smoked weed like every single day, several times a day, for months, like for 8 months. And so I thought that it would be I thought that if I tried to quit weed that I would have a really hard time with it. I've never had an addictive personality. Like when I was younger, I tried smoking cigarettes, and my dad and my uncle gave me crack once, and they gave me heroin once, and I tried those because I tried them with them because I was just curious, like what they had thrown away their lives over. Like, what is this drug that's like so important to you that you're like homeless in this shit weather, you know, that you just like gave up your whole family and everything? Like, what is driving you? And I tried it, and I didn't like it at all. Like crack tastes like if you smoke a rubber band. It's fucking disgusting. I don't know how anybody could get addicted to that. Like, the flavor is just so gross. It's like to have your mouth taste like that all the time. Like, I don't. You gotta be a special kind of self-destructive to get into that. And then like, when I tried heroin with them, I didn't inject it. They had me like mix it in water and sniff it up my nose. Um, and I was just tired. And like, I'm already way too fucking tired. Like, I don't want to fucking be tired. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get more energy. Like, jeez. So I didn't like that either. But yeah, I've always kind of been the kind of person that could like dabble in something and then just drop it. Like, maybe it's because of the fact that my parents were both like really hardcore drug addicts that like I have the sense, the wit about me to know that like this isn't a good life choice. And so I don't know. But yeah, I smoked weed for like 8 months straight. And I've had a couple of moments during the day where I've been like, oh, like it'd be nice to smoke some weed right now, like right after I ate a meal and I'm just kind of chilling, you know. But I haven't felt like the urge, like, oh, this is so difficult, like I need to go buy it, like what people act like when they're addicted. So I'm actually kind of shocked by that because I thought it was gonna happen. I thought if I tried to quit weed that it would be like very difficult for me. So yeah, I've been remembering more of my dreams. Last night, the dream that I had was, well, I had a couple of dreams. The first one was that I was like observing from the sky, and I was watching like it was like a pier, and the buildings looked kind of like modern. Like I knew that I was in Arab country, but I didn't know which one. And it was the singer from Fleetwood Mac. It took me all night to remember her name, Stevie Nicks. I don't know why it was so difficult, but she was wearing like this white abaya that it was really like had like crystals, like white crystals and stuff on it, and she was wearing a hijab. And I was like, oh, this is kind of weird to see her in like Islamic clothing because she's always been known as this like kind of witchy hippie chick. And then I heard her. She was walking with a guy, and I heard her say like, "Gosh, I'll be able to retire for a millennia on the amount of money that they're paying me to do this one concert." And then I like wasn't in that dream anymore. Then I was like sitting in my living room at my computer, and I looked up and the door was cracked open about this wide, and I was like, how the fuck did the door open like that? And so I started walking over to the door, and then I was like, wait, I'm in my bed, I'm asleep right now. Like, I checked the doors before I went to sleep. Like, this door isn't open, this is a dream. And then I woke up. And then hopefully I can remember all of it. I think it's just the other two. Okay, so then the next dream that I had was an army dream. And it was like there was a helicopter up above me, and we were just doing training, and like one of the officers was gonna like come down on a rope from the helicopter. That's about all that dream was. And then I had another dream that it was Britney Spears, and she was like doing this like TikTok challenge game that involved your pet in an AC unit. I don't remember how the game went. But then, like, the police did a wellness check on her and they found all these, like, mummified animals. Like, there wasn't a live animal in her place. It was all these, like, dead mummified animals. Like, she was like it wasn't like she was collecting animals. It was like she was killing all of the animals and then hoarding their dead bodies. So, yeah, that was pretty weird. And those are the dreams that I had, and this is like officially over 20 minutes, and so I need to just press the stop button because I'm really sorry if you like watched all of this and that was all you got out of it. At least you learned a little bit more about dream manipulation technology. I mean, you'd have to be a tech person probably to like go and find information about this, and I'm sure that somebody that like is actually a tech developer, you know, they would get it. They would understand what I'm talking about and how it's feasible. I mean, basically, it's the same as the synthetic telepathy where they're prompting you while you're asleep. They're just like, you know, talking into your head and telling you like a storyline, what you're doing, with the scenery, with the people, with, you know, that's one way that they do it. But then there's got to be some way that they're like also able to introduce their own imagery, because I've had dreams where like I woke up later and watched a movie that was suggested to me, and it was like a brand new movie that was suggested, and it was the same set that had been in my dream, like the same exact house, like how it looked from the outside and the inside. So, you know, I imagine that it's similar to how your modem sends a signal to your computer and then you see an image on the screen. They've just figured out how to make our brains do that, to act as a computer. And if you know, like, you know, signal theory and crystals and all the stuff that's involved in like radio communications and stuff, it makes more sense. But I'm not going to try to explain that right now because I've just been going off for 23 minutes now. So yeah, I'm going to stop this.